Alright guys, so today is a quick recording. I'm literally just going to go over the assignment from today's, well from yesterday's work, which was the worksheet number 8. So that you can get started on your other activity that you have for today. Alright, so with looking at this shape here, we're going to classify it as many times as we can. So the first thing we know, yes, it's a quadrilateral because it has 4 sides, 4 angles, it's closed, it's a polygon, okay? So I wrote the Q for quadrilateral. I noticed that it is also a trapezoid because it has at least one set of parallel sides. It is also a parallelogram because it has 2 sets of parallel sides. These arrows represent that they are parallel to the opposite side, okay? It is also a rhombus because it has 4 congruent sides. So each one of these tick marks represent that each one of those sides is the same. And it has 4 right angles. So because of those 4 right angles, it is a rectangle. And because it has 4 right angles and has 4 congruent sides, it is also a square. So number 1 has everything except for a kite. Okay. Number 2. It is a quadrilateral. I'm going to put my Q for quadrilateral. Next, I'm going to look for parallel sides. So I noticed that it has 4 arrows, both sets opposite. So it is a trapezoid because it has at least one set, and it is also a parallelogram because it has 2 sets. I noticed that it has 4 right angles. So it is a rectangle. It does not have 4 congruent sides. So it is not a rhombus and it is not a square. Okay. Number 3, I noticed that it has 4 sides, so it's a quadrilateral. I see these little arrows here that represent parallel sides. So because of that, it's a trapezoid because it has one set, at least one set, and it's a parallelogram because it has 2 sets. I'm also going to look and see if I see congruence. I don't see any congruence here with sides. So other than the opposite side, so it is not a rhombus. It is not a rectangle because it does not have 4 right angles, so that also means it's not a square. Okay. Number 4, I noticed that it is a quadrilateral. I also noticed that it has 2 sets of parallel sides, so because it has 2 sets, it also has 1, so it's a trapezoid and a parallelogram. It has 4 congruent sides. You see these single tick marks? That represents that all of the sides are the same. So that makes it a rhombus as well. But it does not have 4 right angles, so it is not a rectangle and it is not a square. All right, number 5, it is a quadrilateral. And I can see that it has 1 set of parallel sides. So because of that, it is a trapezoid. So the only thing that it would be is a quadrilateral and a trapezoid. Okay, let's look at number 6. Number 6 has 4 sides and 4 angles. It has no sets of parallel sides, so because it is not a parallelogram, it can't be a rhombus, a rectangle, or a square. It's also not a kite because it does not have adjacent congruent sides. Okay, let's look at number 7. Number 7 is a quadrilateral. It has 4 sides. It has no parallel sides, but what I do see is that this tick mark set and this tick mark set match, and these are adjacent to each other. These are adjacent because they're right next to each other, and this one has congruent adjacent sets. So because of that, it is a kite. Okay, it has no other classification. For number 8, I noticed that it has 4 sides, so it is a quadrilateral. I also noticed that it has 1 set of parallel sides. So because of that, it's a trapezoid. It does have adjacent congruent sides on this side, but not on the other. So it is not a kite. It is simply a quadrilateral and a trapezoid. Okay. Number 9 is just a quadrilateral. It has no parallel sides. So it is not a parallelogram nor a trapezoid. Okay. Looking at number 10, I can see that it is a quadrilateral. It has parallel sides, 2 sets. So because it has 2 sets, it is a trapezoid and a parallelogram. It does have 4 congruent sides. Those tick marks represent congruent sides, so that is also a rhombus, and we represent rhombus with the H, as it says up in our key up at the top. It has no right angle, so because of that, it is not a rectangle, and it is not a square, okay? Number 11 is a kite and a quadrilateral. And number 12 has no congruent sides that we know of. It has no parallel sides, so it is simply a quadrilateral. And even though it has a right angle, it does not have 4 right angles, so it's simply a quadrilateral. Okay, so I hope you got those right. I hope you're starting to understand quadrilaterals better. Today you do have an assignment that's listed right below this video. Enjoy your math day.